All right. It's that time of the year. So it's been a couple months, and we haven't heard from these guys in a little while. Anyways, they announced today some big news. So we're going to read an article from PC Gamer. Check it out. See how they're doing? It's been a couple months. Maybe they, turned a new leaf. Who knows? Anyways, hopefully you guys enjoy this video. Don't forget to mash that like button. Comment down below. What do you think of Unity other than their Unity? And subscribe. It's free. It really does help out the channel. I genuinely want to thank each and every one of you that interact with me on this video, whether it's positively or negatively. It is what it is, man. Anyways, let's get into it. Oh no, Unity! Unity is laying off 25% of its workforce in what it's calling a company reset. I thought they did a company reset when they announced like their big news that they were planning on doing a couple months back. They kind of shot themselves in the foot. If you guys haven't checked out my past videos on that, go check it out. Basically, they were planning on charging everybody an arm and a leg to use the Unity game engine, and it was all led by the guy that basically destroyed EA games. Roughly 1,800 people are being put out of work, but hey, at least the share price is going up. I don't think you want to put that in like the brief overview of the article. Anyways, we're going to continue on. After laying off 600 people and closing multiple offices earlier this year, which they claimed was because they felt like it was unsafe because of bad decisions they made, engine maker Unity warned in November 2023 that further layoffs were likely. In an SEC filing made today, the company confirmed that it is cutting roughly 25% of its current workforce in order to position itself for a long-term and profitable growth. This is the thing. I don't know if they're planning on keeping with the plan they had moving forward on how they were going to pursue profitability when it came to their game engine. Because if they are, I don't see why they're laying off 25% of their workforce. Like, it just, to me, it just doesn't sound sustainable, period, end of story. Like, it doesn't make sense. Anyways, this is the fourth round of layoffs over the past year, according to Reuters report, and it will be the largest ever at Unity. Approximately 1,800 people will be put out of work by the layoffs, which Unity said will impact all teams, regions, and areas of the business. A Unity rep told Reuters that further changes to the company are coming, but details are not provided. Details not provided. It sounds like they're waiting until like a shareholder meeting. Because let me tell you, when they announced the change that they were proposing to basically charge people that use the Unity game engine, their share prices plummeted. And on top of that, the CEO of the time, who also, like, I believe he was in charge of EA games as well, like 10 years ago, drug them into the ground. And see, I don't understand how companies allow people that just drive companies into the ground continue to find jobs that allow them to drive more companies into the ground. It doesn't make sense to me. Let's see. Unity was first released in 2005 and has grown to become a tremendously popular game engine. But the last couple of years have not gone well. It laid off 200 people in June 2022 and nearly 300 in January 2023. And it really blew things up in September of that year. This is what we're talking about. When it surprised developers with a new runtime fee. And by runtime fee, they were planning on basically charging for every download. Every time somebody downloaded their game, they were planning on charging people. That would impose new charges on developers per install basis. That's what I'm talking about. That sparked a tremendous backlash from developers that eventually forced the longtime CEO to resign. By the way, I think this guy's the biggest piece of shit because if you really look into his past, he's the one that drove microtransactions in video games. He's not, like, if you're talking like pioneer of the business, definitely pioneer. And he also pioneered the shit out of my wallet because let me tell you, he took a lot of money in microtransactions. But that ill-considered idea wasn't actually at the root of the Unity's current struggles. What? According to the interim CEO, James Whitehurst, who said in November 2023, we are currently doing too much. What? We are not achieving the synergy that we exist around our portfolio. You're a game engine company. Like, what kind of portfolio do you have? And we are not executing to our full potential. As in, you're looking to charge people per installation basis? Is that what you're saying? The solution to that problem is that we become a leaner, more agile, faster growing company. Whitehurst said, which of course means eliminating jobs. I'm sorry for everybody that is being impacted by this because it's terrible. It really is. Like, especially when the opener said that they're releasing people and their stock prices are going up. It doesn't make sense to me. I mean, at the same token, it's like Epic Games saying that we need to release people, but we made like $7 billion last year or $23 billion. It was just in the billions. And they're still releasing people. It doesn't make sense to me. Today, as part of our company's reset outline in our shareholders letter on November 9th, 2023, we announced that Unity has made the difficult decision to implement a workforce reduction that targets approximately 25% of our total workforce across all teams. And Unity spokesperson told PC Gamer, this decision was not taken lightly, and we extend our deepest gratitude to those affected for their dedication and contributions. We are committed to supporting impacted employees throughout this challenging transition. We appreciate the understanding and support of our community and stakeholders as we navigate these changes together. And this is another reason why, and I'm just going to throw this out here in the out there in the sphere. This is another reason why people aren't putting in 2 weeks notice when they just quit their jobs. This is another reason why people just up and leave jobs, because stuff like this. I'm telling you guys right now, whatever your dream is, chase it. Don't get stuck at some kind of dead-end job where you're going to be working 9 to 5, because guess what? We're just going to put it out there. These companies don't give a fuck about you and me. They're all about making that money. And it's ridiculous to think that, they even, I hate statements like this, because guess what? They're just copy, paste onto the next one. Even though the cuts were expected, the extent of the layoffs, a full quarter of the company's workforce, is shocking, which it actually is. That's a lot. And I mean a lot of individuals. It also continues a pattern of instability that plagues the game industry throughout 2023, a year that saw widespread layoffs and closures at major publishers and small studios alike. But cutting jobs seems to be having the desired effect. Unity's share prices have bounced back significantly since Whitehurst announced the company's reset and layoff of another 265 employees in November 2023. So there's that, I guess. This is the problem, is that if they would have just continued trucking along and not do the terrible idea that they thought was amazing and basically charging per installation, their stock prices would have never plummeted like they did, first off. Second off, the reason why the stock prices are coming back is what they call a correction in the stock market. So it's basically when stocks are correcting to where they should be. It's not because they're firing employees. It's because it's called a correction. If you guys want to at me down in the comments, you can. But I'm telling you, that's exactly what it is. It's the company's correction. It's not because they're letting employees go. And I feel terrible for these employees. Trust me, I've done a lot of research into the stock market. Anyways, I think it's terrible when I read articles like that and how Unity's like, you know what, we're cutting jobs. And then, of course, them cutting jobs, they're like, hey, look, the stock prices are coming up. No, it's a correction. And then people want to correlate the stock prices rising with the reduction in the workforce, when in fact it's just a correction on the stock price because you got rid of that fucking idiot that thought it was a great idea for whatever he was planning on doing. Now, I have to go back and see if they actually undid everything he did do. But like I said, he's a piece of shit. I don't understand how big corporations give people like that into power after they ran one company into the ground. So you're going to run another company into a ground. Let me tell you, you want a king of bad decisions and pay him millions? Hey, right here, I'm your guy. Hire me. I will make bad decisions for you, and you can pay me like $2-3 million a year. You ain't got to pay me $15 million. Like, it's just mind-boggling to me hearing CEOs, CFOs, all these people that are in places of power for big companies like this, making terrible fucking decisions, Activision Blizzard guy, and paying them millions and millions of dollars. It doesn't make sense. Anyways, you guys, that's my 2 cents. Hopefully you guys have a wonderful day. Don't forget to mash that like button, subscribe down below, and comment. What's your thoughts on Unity other than basically what I said? They're a piece of shit. Because they hired the guy that was really big on microtransactions. And mind you, he was quoted as saying, if you play Battlefield, he was going to charge you per bullet. Think about that one, you guys. Y'all have a wonderful day, and I'll catch you later.